keep teaching and this stuff like it's crazy. Yeah. And I got tonsillitis too. I got like 2 sets of tonsillitis. I gotta get two and the
Hey, everybody, we're going to get started in just a few minutes. Chris, are you on with us?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yes, I can. I wasn't sure. Sometimes it still comes on for some reason as my name, so I wasn't sure if that was me or you.
Oh, wait, is it me? Oh, I don't know why it does that, but I could change my name. It's like I could make up any identity.
Yeah.
I could be whoever I want to be. Interesting.
Yep.
I'm doing a Zoom for work. I have a Zoom meeting for work. Yeah. What are you doing? Are you talking about?
I think I'm hearing people, but everybody's supposed to be on mute.
I think it's the people on the phone.
Yeah, it's supposed to mute everybody as they come in, but for some reason it did not do that.
Same old. What about you?
I'm able to mute people. Am I the host as well?
I think that's what's happening. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you see the button where it says, if you click on participants, where it says mute everybody?
If I say the one that says manage participants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it should say something like mute all participants.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not going to touch that though, right?
Yeah, just click mute all participants because I think as people are logging on for some reason.
Oh, but it muted you. Where's you now?
I think I unmuted myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess you have some of the permissions this time that I don't have. Who knows?
How do we have to figure out how to change
always something. Yeah, I think it might just be because you're logged in from yours or something weird.
Yeah, I'm being shown as the host.
It's not my nation, so let's. Can you see the screen okay?
Me? Yeah. What is that? Oh,
Are you able to see the PowerPoint okay?
I can't see it. I think Alexa got kicked off. Am I right?
I think she did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Here she is. Hi, Alexa. Oh, wait. She's
up. Chris, are you?
yeah.
Okay, good. Now I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Well, this is fun.
All right. Are we waiting for a few more people? Oh, what happened here? Okay. Oh, okay. I see the screen now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it looks like the participants number is pretty steady, so we can get started. For anyone who hasn't done these with us before, just a little bit of housekeeping. You guys are all on mute. If you can leave yourself on mute, unless you want to come on to say something, let us know. Or if you have a question that you want to share with us, you can type it into the chat box and we'll get it answered. But we just keep everybody on mute to kind of minimize some of the sound. And I believe that Chris is going to start us off today.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe, staying well, hopefully COVID-free. I think that's a status that we want to maintain. Things, if you've been watching the news, things seem to be getting a little better. I think it's really because of all of us, the citizens of the United States really focusing on, social distancing, physical distancing, staying home if you can. And I think that's really contributed to a decrease in the, the frequency of COVID. So that's a good thing. Here, not all of us have the ability to work from home. So I just wanted to really acknowledge and thank all of the direct support professionals and the frontline supervisors, managers, program directors that are out there, helping and supporting people with disabilities, supporting one another. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I just wanted to extend my thanks and appreciation from my heart to yours, and keep up the good work. And you have a great team here that's supporting you. Alexa and all of the directors and program managers are very willing and able to respond to your calls and any instances that you want to share with us, any concerns you have. Even these weekly updates are just so very helpful to stay connected and share information and ask questions. Also, I wanted to give an update on PPE. I think probably all of us know what PPE is by now. We probably never really used that terminology before. But we are doing our very best to obtain masks, gloves, and in the instances that we have to support someone that is infected, we do have even more advanced personal protective equipment, such as what you may have heard as the N95 and KN95 masks and protective eyewear and face shields and gowns. We do have that. I hope we never have to use that. But the thing is, we want to be prepared. And I think what we've learned from this experience is that it's so important to be prepared. So let's just hope for the best that we never have to use it, but we are prepared if we need to. We also have plenty of hand sanitizer if people need it. Whatever your needs are, please reach out. With that note, this stuff costs a lot of money. So we've been buying, but we've also been getting some donations. And I have even better news. Alyssa DiAugusto worked very hard on a grant with New York City Community Bank Foundation. And we've gotten approved for $130,000 in grants to go towards the purchase of PPE or to pay for what we've already purchased, because that really adds up to a lot of money. So thank you, Alyssa. Congratulations. You're doing some good work for the organization and for our community. Much appreciated. Everybody is so important in this wheel that turns the organization. Everybody plays a part, so thank you for that. With that, I wish all of you continued health and safety, and when you can, please stay home. We'll get through this, and one day we'll probably be back again, but we're gonna probably do that in a very different way. Alexa and I will be working together to reimagine on how that's going to look. So I'm gonna give that back to Alexa. Again, everybody stay safe and stay well.
Thank you, Chris. And I think, you know, it's really important to sort of mention, as Chris said, that, you know, some of us are working front lines and some of us are working behind the scenes. And whether we're on the front lines or behind the scenes, we are working for and with you guys. You know, and sort of the proof is in the pudding. You know, someone like Alyssa's role, someone may think like, okay, what is community relations doing during all of this time? Well, if you look at our social media, if you look at the grants that we've been getting, they're busting their butts. So it just goes to show that all of these little gears that make this machine happen are really necessary. So thank you guys. And Alyssa, you have a lot of kudos in the chat box, so I hope you can see all those. Okay, so just to kind of get us started, our typical objectives for this, and for those of you who have been with us, these two first slides stay the same. Our purpose on doing these is just to go over whatever our current precautions are that we're taking and communicating the plans that we have agency-wide, giving program-specific updates, if there are updates to give, frequently asked questions, and then just potential expectations as we move forward through all of this. You know, and sometimes we have these and they're sort of jam-packed, and sometimes they're a little bit lighter. But we want to make sure to keep connecting with you guys every week. Our priorities at PCCS, even pre-COVID, but you know, we want to especially make sure that you guys understand where our priorities lie as an organization during this time. Our first and foremost is the health and safety of our workforce and the people we support, the continuity of services and supports for people, the continuity of stability and employment, and just being consistent and transparent in our communication. So the first thing we are going to start with today, Chris, are you able to unmute Christina? Christina's just going to talk a little bit about paid sick leave again and give some clarity around that, and then we'll move on to some other updates.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep, perfect. We can hear you.
Okay. So paid family leave is available for those who test positive for COVID-19, who have been required to self-quarantine, either for mandatory reasons or for precautionary reasons. And so what that means is they can get 14 days of paid sick leave, which is pretty much equal to the time that they would need to quarantine for the COVID. What that gives is job protection, and you're able to continue your health insurance as well, as long as you make the payments. I do want to highlight that this leave is available for those that do not have remote access. So if your position does have remote capabilities, then you would be able to continue working. It's really for those who are on the front lines and are unable to continue their job during this time. This has been extended to them by New York State. Wait, if we could go back to the slide also, sorry about that.
No problem.
Also, in order to qualify, you'd also have to provide an order from the state. Information has been given out on how to obtain the order, and that's in one of the future slides as well. Once you contact me or someone in Human Resources, we'll be able to assist you along with that process. Go to the next slide. And so these are the two flyers that have been shared on Paycom. It's how to obtain that order, and then also just the general high-level view of what paid sick leave is, which is pretty much the 14 days and job protection. And then on the last slide, I just also want to highlight that if anyone is having childcare issues, there are regional enrichment centers provided by the Department of Education, where individuals can send their children. It's filled with social and emotional development, enrichment programs such as art, gym, other extracurricular activities. and the children are able to do their schoolwork, their remote learning, as long as they bring a device. And the hours are pretty good. It's open from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Christina.
Definitely. And any questions, of course, just send me an email.
Perfect. And I'm just gonna, Christina, do you mind just putting your email in the chat box for everybody so they can just copy and paste it if they might need it? Perfect. Okay, so we're going to move on here. Okay, so just an update. We are going to be moving our weekly meetings to 4 p.m. We did get some feedback that that would be more accommodating for families that are doing homeschooling. So as of next week, our weekly Wednesday meetings will go to 4 p.m. And the Zoom invite has been sent out to everybody, but if you need it again, feel free to reach out to me and I'll forward it over. Chris gave an update on PPE, but just so you guys know, the supervisors are getting a list together so they can make packages so the direct support professionals have enough to last a month. That way there's not so much running around in between the days, and we want to make sure you have what you need when you need it. I also just wanted to give an update and just some clarification on unemployment. So we have had some employees reach out asking for assistance with unemployment and thinking that like our HR department fills out the forms for them to get unemployment. So just so you guys know, you would follow the New York State website and the New York City website on how to, file for unemployment and go through that process. We don't necessarily give out or, suggest unemployment. It goes through the city and they approve it. And so that's kind of how it works. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out about, where to go for that or those kinds of things. But it's not necessarily a form that we fill out as an agency on behalf of an employee. So just an update, and as Chris said earlier on the PCCS offices, although they have been open for any necessary needs, we are in the process of reworking and, as Governor Cuomo said, reimagining what the workplace will look like. So we'll put a plan together, and that'll be one of the updates coming soon on sort of a new workplace culture and what our kind of modified operations will look like. If you'd like to be a part of that discussion, please feel free to email me. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback or your concerns in coming back to the office and, ideas that you might have to put in place. I'd love to hear your views on that. And we'll do our best to learn from this experience and be a stronger and improved workforce. Also, just a note about the weekly resources that we've been sending out. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that they are not developed by PCCS. They're really just a curated list of things that have been found through, Facebook shares and online searches as supports for people, but they're not something that PCCS is necessarily sponsoring or backing. They're just resources that we are sharing for everyone in case they may need them. I do want to share that the DOE issued a release, and I'll put this in the email that we send out at the end of the week as well. All students in non-public schools that receive special education and related services from the city will be eligible to apply for the free iPad distribution program. So the link is in the PowerPoint. All PCCS supervisors that are on this call, please make sure that this information gets out to the people you support and the families that we support. If you get it to them through the DSPs or, however you need to make sure that information gets there. If someone needs access to that distribution program, I want to make sure they're aware that this is possible. And I know there was a question about the free iPad program last time, that if you didn't get it in time, the form that was supposed to be filled out, if they were still releasing iPads. From what we've heard, and I haven't actually seen any formal press release on this, but even if you're submitting the form late, the DOE is still doing what they can to get that iPad to you. So if a family is still in need and it seems like it's past the deadline, still encourage them to contact, their school and fill out the form. And it seems like there's flexibility around that. Something that we wanted to share that's still going on, NADSP is still giving out the $25 gift cards in order to do an interview with them. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes through Zoom with their executive director, and it really helps to share the stories of direct support professionals. So I just want to put a plug out there. Please make sure you're sharing that with your DSPs. It's an opportunity for them to also receive something for sharing their story. And also a plug for all of our supervisors and our DSPs that are on this call. Please make sure that when you are doing direct services, things that can be videoed or things that can be put into pictures or collages, please make sure to send that over to our community relations department, because it's really important if we're trying to make our digital footprint and our story online to make sure that DSPs are being seen for all of the hard work that they do. We can't really always do that in words. It really speaks volumes when you have pictures or videos to go along with that. The other resource that we're looking to share is NYC Fair. It needs help with advocacy. So this is and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a family-run organization for family advocacy.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Sometimes with all these acronyms, I don't know what they stand for anymore. So they did send out their distribution list recently. So I just put some links in here on how to join their email list. They're in the process of doing a survey. And I did just put a note here. This survey is only for people supported or families. So please make sure that this gets out in your department newsletters or, email blasts that you guys are sending out. They really want to understand the kind of advocacy areas, the topic areas that need to be advocated for. Also, their latest email blast, I put the link in there, and they do have pre-written packages to be able to reach out to your local representatives and just to make sure that all disability services and disability providers are included in the legislative packages that are coming out. So something else that we're working on currently is updating our strategic plan. So we originally had a 5-year plan, and we're going to look to update that. So I am looking for support with this agency-wide for people to help me complete what's called a SWOT analysis. So that's looking at what our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. So an example of our strength, and this will be from my perspective, so you guys may agree or disagree with me. An example of our strength is that we're creative. An example of our weakness is that maybe sometimes we don't know when to not be so creative and maybe be a bit more stern. Some of our opportunities are the amount of creative work that we do, but one of our threats is that we don't have enough footage and sort of picture proof of the amount of creative work that we do. So that's kind of how that would look. It's very easy. It should take no more than maybe 5-10 minutes of your time. And I can do it with you by phone, or you can send it to me via email. So if you would like to be a part of this, please feel free to reach out to me via email, or I gave my phone number here. And I am, for the most part, working remotely, so I can give out my cell phone number too, if that's easier. If you do call my desk phone, it'll most likely go to voicemail, and then I'll call you right back when I get it. But I would love to hear a wide variety of perspective of people we support, families that, are affiliated with us, employees from all levels of the agency. I think it's really important that we get a large perspective there. Our communications manager, Alyssa, who you heard about a little bit earlier, has been able to connect with, and I don't have the rep's name, I'm sorry, but a representative from the Este Lauder makeup company. They are doing with us 45-minute Zoom sessions. It's essentially a makeup class. There have been 3 offered. 2 are completely full, so there's only 1 class left. May 7th at 3 p.m. If you'd like to join that, please let Alyssa know. For joining the makeup class, you do get a discount on all of their products, and I believe you might get a goodie bag, but I think it depends how many people probably join. The other thing that Alyssa has worked really hard on is making sure that our community and our field is included in the census. So she has worked with a census rep, and they are going to be sending us 100 forms to help people complete the census. So this is really, kind of a plug for our program supervisors and our frontline supervisors that are in contact with families. You have to really start asking, did you complete the census? Do you need help completing the census? For those of you that are unaware of what the census does, it really captures a lot of state and citywide information that helps shift funding. So a variety of things come out of that. So funding for grants, funding for programs, funding for our Medicaid services. They use this census to do a lot of different things and really target specific areas. So we want to make sure that the people we support are really counted. And some things that we understood from the past census that have been a problem is, for an example, if you live in a group home someone might complete one census form for the entire group home when it really should be a census form, per person. So unless you're doing a household census form. So there's, a little bit to know around it. And when we send out the email at the end of the week, we'll include a kind of fact sheet about the census and why it's important and how to do that. You can, and Alyssa, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you can complete it via phone. You can complete it. I completed my census online, or you can fill out these forms. So there's a variety of ways to do that. And just so the program supervisors know, you will be hearing a lot about this over the next few weeks. So just kind of get prepared with some of that information. Google Classrooms, we had a little bit of an update last time, but they are officially live. So we have the Google Classrooms ready to go, and they're available for people we support and DSPs. If anybody needs access to this agency-wide, and we want to open this up completely agency-wide, so that would be also including our self-directed services. If those DSPs need resources, it includes a variety of resources. I didn't list all of them, but things like exercise clips, self-care, hygiene, worksheets, art projects, and a ton more. So please reach out to us. It can really help if you're doing either telehealth or in-person services to just have easy access to resources available. So the next thing, this is the fun stuff. We're doing a poetry contest. So I believe the deadline to submit is May, thank you, Kevin, it's right there on the flyer, May 15th. So please send that over to Alyssa. So we're looking for different poems about literally anything. It does not have to be COVID related, but also feel free if you'd like to write any poems about being in quarantine. And this is open to the people we support, our employees, families. We really just want to kind of get something fun going for us to do. And so the winners will receive, first place is a $75 gift card, and these will be cash gift cards. They won't be specific to a certain store. Second place is a $50 gift card, and third place is a $25 gift card. And of course, we'll want to share your poetry on social media and that kind of thing to sort of get some engagement out of that. We hope that this will be fun. I know I'm going to give it a try. I don't know if it's going to be good, but we'll see. Some good news about our employee support groups. The first one went really well, so the next one will be on May 7th, and it's going to have a little bit of a different spin. This one is going to have a Tiger King theme. So it seems like that's something that is that they found helpful, was really finding a theme to get people together around. So if you enjoy Tiger King and you're looking for some support, it's a great time to join together and just have some good discussion. And so the information will be sent out again, but it's May 7th at 12 p.m. This is just a resource share that we wanted to put out there. Project Hospitality is working with the city to make sure that everyone gets their taxes done. So if you need to get your taxes done, they are offering free tax prep for it has certain income limits, but the information is here. If you're in need of it, please make use of this service. It's pretty great. And they extended the tax deadline, so it's open till June 30th. I do want to just kind of pause here for a second on exercise. So I myself am not someone who exercised much before this COVID scenario that we're in. But if you read a lot of the medical research out there, it says that exercise is a really good preventative way to keep yourself healthy in terms of expanding your lung capacity and making sure that you're breathing and those kinds of things. So I really want to make sure that we put this out there, and I'm going to keep putting it up probably every week. Please join, because this is a free way to have tons of exercise videos that you can do in your own home. You can filter if you have equipment, if you don't have equipment, and all those kinds of things. And this is offered through our health insurance. It's open to any and all employees, including our self-directed employees. You can play these videos and do them with the people you support. You can do them with your family. It's really important, especially right now. Health is always important, but especially right now, to keep active is really important. Just a reminder, and I think this is a really great link that our executive director who spoke earlier, Chris, sent out, and it really gives the history of the closing of Willowbrook and kind of all of the milestones. So just a reminder, we are closed April 30th, which, wow, is tomorrow. All of my days are blending together. But April 30th is tomorrow, and it is a PCCS holiday in in honor of the closing of Willowbrook. So take a look at that link and just, although it's a painful reminder, it is an important reminder of where services have been, where they are, and how far we still have to go. So just a reminder, we will be doing these starting next week at 4 p.m. So you'll get that Zoom invite. If you haven't already, please let me know. Just email me and I'll send it over. But our next one will be May 6th at 4 p.m. And for anyone that misses these, they are recorded and we're sending out those YouTube links as well. If anyone has any questions about anything, feel free to type it into the chat box before we end. I did just want to share this. So Julia Gargano is a Staten Islander that is on American Idol currently, and she's really great. But when I heard her song, well, it's not her song. I think it's she sang someone else's song, Only Human. I thought that was a great way to end today, just to remind ourselves that we are only human, and it's okay for this to all be stressful. You know, as much as we're trying to do whatever we can to get through each day and support everybody and help everybody we meet, it's really important to take time for ourselves and remember that we are only human, and this is all a lot for everybody. But with that, I think that's everything that I had. So if no one has any questions or any other topics they want to hit on, that's pretty much it for today. Oh, yes. Thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa just made a plug saying thank you to everyone for all the kudos. She really appreciates it. And also just a reminder for anyone who's doing the We're All in This Together video, they really need you to send your videos over ASAP so they can get that together. And thank you for everyone who sent them already. Perfect. All right. It looks like that's it. Have a great day, everybody. It was nice to see you all.
Bye.